Hi, morning everyone. Okay, I just wanted to say I've got lots of thoughts in my head, so I wanted to say them out loud and try and get them into some sort of order. Usually I write stuff down, but this film's quite I'm finding it quite a nice way to get my thoughts out. So I've been thinking about the purpose of this, the search for the object. Because to be honest, it's not something that I would naturally do. Certainly pushing me out of my comfort zone. So why, I guess, is the first question, because Christian's asked me to do it, or wants me to help him with it. I feel like a bit of a lemon, you know. Lemming, my brother says do this and off I run to help him do it. Where, to be honest, his little adventures have got us into this trouble in the first place. It's actually something I wanted to say. Somebody got in touch with me the other day who has a connection to Mungo Park, relative of Mungo Park way back. And I've talked about it before. I wrote about it, the strong connection between Christian and Mungo. Mungo Park, if you don't know, was the explorer that Christian was following in the footsteps of. Mungo was the same age as Christian, 27, 28, I believe, when he left on this trip to Africa to search for the source of the river Niger. He was sent out by the African Association, and it was basically to be able to move or to use the river as a navigation to get to the mineral wealth in Africa. So Mungo jumped at the chance. I think he was destined for a life in the Scottish borders as a doctor, following in the footsteps of his family. And I don't think he wanted to do that. I think he was Christian. Christian identified with him because of the bravery, the adventure, knowing all the dangers but still going ahead and doing it. They both studied at Edinburgh University. And Christian definitely identified with Mungo. And I guess the romance of travel, the romance of exploration. I can see that romance. I was thinking about it. I was walking the dog this morning and this book came into my mind. It's called The White Nile, I believe, which was... So I'm going to Mum and Dad's today, so I'll see if I can find the book. It's a well-thumbed book, all about Livingstone's trip. And it was I can picture every page of it almost. I was quite obsessed with this book. I don't know why, but just the pictures and the travel, and I guess there's a bit of the explorer in me as well, which since Christian went missing I've pushed down, because we don't want somebody else going missing in the family. And actually when Mungo went missing, his son, when he grew up, also went out to try and find out what happened to Mungo, and he died in the process as well. So it does seem that there's a bit of a curse, perhaps, with this journey, which is slightly weighing on my mind. But then curses don't exist, do they? So, so the reason why I'm doing it is effectively because Christian's asked me to do it. The purpose of it, I think, is now multifold. I think on the surface it's finding this object. Oh, the apples are falling on the roof. The purpose, first of all, is to find this object, which is going to show Christian's last footsteps, last bits of what happened to him. So I guess it's telling the unfinished story that will give us some kind of closure, so that nobody else in my family, i.e. my son or daughter, have to go off to back to find out what happened to their uncle who's shrouded in romance and all of that. Don't want that happening, so I guess it's better I do that than them further down the line. Also, I think because I'm feeling a resistance, not a resistance, because it's out of my comfort zone at the moment, having been, you know, when Christian went missing, being the anchor in a lot of ways, and having children, getting married, it kind of, the wanderlust is still there, and I get itchy feet all the time, but I can't just swan off. And yeah, you can't. It's taking the family with you, isn't it? That's the tricky bit. Yes, so it's out of my comfort zone at the moment because I've got used to not travelling around and not doing what the spur of the moment doing stuff, which I always used to do. So yes, out of comfort zone, and I suspect it's going to change me a lot as well. I mean, this search already has changed me a lot. It's made me realise who I am, what abilities I have, and I suspect this search will bring out even more, or enhance them maybe. I suspect it also will give Christian some closure as well. There's a big unfinished story here for him as well, and I think I'll find out why he wanted to do the trip in the first place and why he was always travelling and always moving around. I think there's obviously underlying inner reason for that as well, which I think will become clear, and I think will resonate with a lot of people, including myself probably. That searching for something external all the time, adventure, something outside of yourself, not feeling that you've got enough inside you, that, you know, you need something else to make you whole, when actually I've learnt that you do have everything inside of you and you don't need to be searching for yourself or something else to make you yourself. It's all inside you, and that's what I've learnt on the first search, effectively. And I guess now I'm just putting it into practice. But I think I'm going to find out a lot more about my brother. And for anyone who knew my brother, you'll know it's quite he's quite a force of nature. He's quite exhausting in many ways, because he's like this relentless energy, and he's no different now. So yeah, it's the drive. Sort of keeps going. And actually, I had a conversation with my husband yesterday. That Christian, I don't know if it's Christian or it's the whole search is quite a sort of obsession. It's like an addiction in many ways now, because we have been searching for so long, and the relief was massive when I'd found him in May. I'd find out what happened. I'd have contact with him all the time, but so there was a bit of grief to get over from that. But I think I'm over the physical grief of him not being here. But actually, I'm kind of grieving a bit that I thought the search was over, and I thought I could just get back to normal life. I can't really remember what normal life is like actually anymore, but a life where I'm not wondering all the time or searching or... Yeah, anyway, I thought that search was over in May, and I was very glad and very relieved to have that search off my shoulders. And the relief was massive. And then I get given this other part of the search. Part of me's, for fuck's sake, I don't want another search. I don't want to be doing this. I don't want another thing to have to be doing that actually... I guess it's a bit of grief that I have to keep going on with it, to drag it, to keep dragging it up again. And I know I'm going to find some things that are going to be hard to stomach, hard to deal with. But I think it has to be done. And every time there's a sort of barrier that's put in my way, usually from fear or there's sort of external barriers put in my way, and then something happens where they're either overturned, or I get given another way of looking at things, or somebody pulls me up short, and I realise that it's something I still want to do, something I need to do, I guess. It's more a need now. Yeah, so that's... I don't know if that made any sense at all, but that's my sort of reasoning as to why I'm being drawn down this path again of searching, and the sort of purpose of it. But I think the purpose of it is going to unfold as time goes on. There's going to be a lot more that's uncovered. And I thought the search was over. I was hoping it was, but it doesn't look that way. So I'll just going to switch off from it now, because I'm going on holiday for a week tomorrow. And I was going to switch off from everything. But I just wanted to get these thoughts down so that I didn't have to carry with them all week. So anyway, I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Bye.